Alchemy is the art of transformation. It's about taking inferior things or things that are not wanted in your operations or what you're doing and transforming them or changing them into something more useful, better, on a higher level, or perfected. And recently, Webster's Dictionary accepted another alchemy term into the language, alchemize, which means changing something bad into something good. Historically, alchemy originated in ancient Egypt, and the earliest written reference we have is in the Papyrus of Ani, which is a collection of alchemical recipes. There's so many recipes in there that historians believe that there's a larger tradition behind that, perhaps going back 1,000 years. So it's pretty well historically safe to say that alchemy's been around for 5,000 years. And philosophically, alchemy originated from the Hermetic tradition in Egypt. The Emerald Tablet in specific is a summary of the alchemical principles, and it forms the basis for much of the work in alchemy. The goals of alchemy are to transform, to perfect, to change in a way that reveals the essence of something, or even to capture that essence. And again, that's true on all levels. It's true in the laboratory work, to get the essence of an oil or a tincture, the essence of a plant, and capture it. And also true on the individual level, to bring out our own unborn potentials, to bring them to the surface. And anything that is being alchemized, that things like work and relationships, and it's a very all-pervasive subject. Alchemy is relevant today and down through the ages because it is about changing things and perfecting things, which is part of the cultural and personal and even industrial evolution. So it applies on all levels. The alchemists, when they work on a level of practical or laboratory work, but at the same time they forge a connection with the material that they're working with, and so they work on the mental level and the spiritual level too. The key really is that the alchemists worked on all three levels at once to effect their transformations, which is very different from the way, say, chemists work or that we normally work in our lives. So to make a chemical reaction or a chemical process take place in an alchemical lab, you have to be connected to the process itself. You have to feel the torture of the chemicals or the metals that they're going through. You have to suffer with the experiment and rejoice at the perfection or the outcome of the experiment too. So it's a very intimate relationship that's missing in our lives, in our everyday lives at work, and also in the chemical laboratory. Alchemy is applied on basically three levels, and those levels have ramifications in different disciplines too. But basically there's the physical level of work, which is the laboratory work, or working on creative projects too that artists work on, is using alchemy on that physical level, creating physical projects. And then there's the mental or the psychological level, and working on personal work, working on your own temperament of metals and your own character. And then there's the spiritual level of work, which is basically working on the soul, the eternal thing that we carry, and perfecting it through time. Alchemy is coming back to the surface as it does through various ages in history. The alchemists speak of an underground stream of their tradition, which goes back to ancient Egypt and resurfaces in various times based on the need at the time, and or the pressures coming from things like the church and the government authorities. And when it resurfaces, the alchemists believe that there's a use for it or a need for it. And certainly in our times, there's a need for transformation, changes in the air, in financial levels, in government, and in person's souls and psychology too. So alchemy is a living discipline, and it responds to the need. At least that's how the alchemists feel about it. I really can't imagine someone who couldn't gain something from this conference, because we're all alive and we're all living and we're all changing. If there's something going on in our body, if there's a state of unhealth or disease, the conference will offer solutions and recommendations for that. If there's problems mentally or confusion or lack of direction in your life, the Alchemy has something to say about that and how to change it, how to get it under control. And governments and relationships, and it goes on and on.